A public service announcement for those loyal listeners who I know will have been taking part in my campaign to try and get blocked by PTV on Twitter.
Jeez, it's been a while. Like you mentioned it, maybe like at least a couple months ago.
I reckon so.
What's the? Have you got an update for me? Or?
I've got a. I forgot what I said up to this point, but I need people to stop joining in on that campaign. Yes, I know it's a shock, but there is a good reason. Long story short, the Metro bastards. No, they're not PTV. The PTV bastards.
Yeah.
One of the replacement buses hit my car over the weekend. So the worst thing they could possibly do at this point is block me.
True. You want them to reach out.
We want that accountability.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, no, the mighty Commodore.
Do you reckon this is a conspiracy that goes all the way to the top and they've actually hit you because of the fact that you called them cunts?
It's a long play. If they figure that out from my Twitter account, fucking fair play. Take the car, just take it.
Welcome, Jack, and one and all, to another episode of Fine Leg to Full Forward. Critch, how are we doing, mate?
I am very well. We're back on the couch in the studio, doing what we do. I don't want to say best. Doing what we do.
Just doing
what we do.
Just doing what we do. You had a good weekend?
Yeah. It was all right.
It was a lot of footy. We watched a lot of footy.
Yeah, we did. I watched, I think, 6 games. You watched 5, didn't you? Which is...
I don't think it's ever been done before.
It's a lot for any sort of actual average footy fan, let alone yourself.
Let alone myself, yes. And none of those were KO minis, mind you.
No, legit, yeah. Fair play.
Fair play indeed.
Fair play to you.
fair play to me. just put it out there. It's been pretty average weather, I'd say.
It has.
It's been, I want to say, 4 or 5 days of 12 degrees and miserable. Just 12 degrees, very sort of just gloomy outside. And I feel like it's timed quite well with the new Ed Sheeran album that dropped. It dropped on Friday.
Yep.
Have you had a listen yet?
I've listened to a few of the songs.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a really good ones on there. He's gone full sad boy again, hasn't he?
Very, very. I mean, understandably, like he's
been through the ringer.
Ringer.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely a sad boy album. Definitely recommend it. And I don't know, like I've been listening to it a lot. Feel like my partner's overseas at the moment as well, missing her as well. Gloomy weather. Ed Sheeran sad boy album on at the moment. It's all sort of just, tied together. But speaking of new albums, mine's not done yet. So.
You hooked everyone in. You had me then. I'm like, fuck, I know you're working on something that I won't say yet, but I was like, he's made more progress than I thought he had.
I've definitely... I mean, I don't know. I'm nearing the end, but I have been nearing the end for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, being if you were to just say I'm closer to the end than the start.
Yeah.
If you were to say that by this point, like you're 2 years in, so we'd be concerned if that wasn't the case. Right?
Exactly. But I do. I listen to the drafts that I make when I'm at work.
Yeah.
Because just with the headphones on, and like I'll be quite often. I don't know what everyone else does, the listeners, if they're working, if they have the ability to listen to music in the background, and particularly if you're doing background tasks and that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. Quite often if I'm drafting up stuff, I'll be like, I'll just listen to it on loop while I'm doing other work. And if something comes up, I'll be like, I should change this snare here, or I should add this in, or whatever it is.
That's impressive you can do that while working.
Yeah?
Yeah. Are you actually working?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Answer that as if I'm not your employer.
But only for like background, like very like very basic tasks. But I was doing this last week, working on some work.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We
But
love
listening
working on
to
some work.
Yeah. But listening to one of my drafts, and I sort of had my headphones in, put them down for a bit, and then we were going to go into a meeting room for our team meeting, unplugged my laptop from the dock without realising that my music was still playing on loop.
Yep.
And so, lo and behold, my song starts blasting in the office, and I panicked. So, like, I think the first thing would have been to just reduce the volume, but I panicked and I pressed the off button, like on the laptop, and it didn't do anything. Like it was at that, because when you unplug from the dock, it like freezes a bit, like the screens jitter a bit and that sort of thing. So it wasn't listening to me. And so just like I pressed the off button, shut the lid, opened it up. It was still playing. I was like, fuck. And then just like looking without making eye contact with anyone, just looking down. And then my coworker turns around to me and she's like, "Hey, sick beats."
I was going to say, because they'd obviously, they know you as a musician. They know what you sound like based on that competition that you won last year.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah.
A couple of years ago. So they'd be aware of what you sound like in that kind of situation.
In that situation, I was hoping that maybe they just thought it was just like another generic Aussie hip hop track. It was just like another song.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they could hear my voice.
That's what you get for being too recognisable.
Perhaps
when you run the show over there at your workplace.
But like, wouldn't you rather your song be heard than like, say if our pod, like if you're listening to the pod at work and like you unfigure, because then it's like,
that's true.
It's just your voice. It's literally just your voice. There's no music in the background to hide it. It's just that, right? So it's like, I feel like,
yeah, you're right. I would absolutely rather my music than the pod. Yeah, say my music. It's fucking 8-year-old authorized. Song.
I did see Art and Craft pop up.
Yeah, it was just on. I was going through my my big everyday playlist, and it's in there. It's been in there for years, and yeah, you exposed me in the chat that I was listening to it. Just brings back lots of good memories. I think, mate.
It does.
Yeah, as I'm sure the show will when we look back on it one day when we're grey and old. I won't really be grey.
Old and I don't know if I'll be grey either. It's starting to.
Nah, you're right. You got years on your side yet. Yeah, trust me.
Anyway, so the album is not done yet.
No, you're closer to the end than the start.
Correct.
That's it. Anyway, let's get into Run It Back. We were closer to the end than the start. I don't know. So what rounds just finished? Was that 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so round 8 in the books. We watched a lot of footy, as we said. A very good friend of the show, well, a couple of friends of the show, wanted to go down to GMHBA, and I'll admit to them now, not to their face, I didn't really feel like going. So
right from the word go, mind you.
Right from the word go. So when I found out it was a sellout, and we're able to invite them around here to just watch the game and drink beers, and then watch another game, and then watch another game.
We literally watched 3 games in a row on one day.
I wasn't mad at it. So we watched a lot of footy. That's I think the key takeout there.
Yeah.
So we've got a pretty good handle about everything that happened last round. So I'm going to ask you to switch on a lot earlier than usual. If that's all right.
Okay, I'll try.
True or false?
Yep.
The Lions, Tigers, Cats, D's, Dogs, Dockers, Power, Pies, and Saints all won on the weekend.
That would be true.
It would be true. Well, look at you go. Yeah. Well done.
It's because I watched 5 games of footy.
You watched 5 out of 9. That's impressive. And you obviously checked the score on the others that you didn't watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, no, I didn't. I just banked on the fact that. Well, I mean, I just banked on the fact that quite a few of those teams won, and I just.
Well, no, all of them, not quite a few of them, all of them, all of them. Something that I do want to bring up, which is more our kind of content.
Yeah.
You see that clip of Matt Rowell eating some grass from the turf at Heritage Bank Stadium?
Yep.
He's he does things his own way, didn't he? That
good for digestion, I think.
Is it?
I I know that's the case just generally
with cows.
People say it with like cats and dogs. Like,
oh, do they really?
Yeah, just like to space it up, or if you like, just not too much, but just like with just a little bit of grass is not bad.
Yeah, okay. I saw there was a comment being like, oh, based on who he is, I assume that there's some kind of hidden health benefit that no one else knows about yet, and Matt Rowell's doing it for the competitive edge.
Ahead of the curve.
Wouldn't put it past him. Another thing that happened that was pretty in our lane of content. I don't know if you saw this. Oh, I know you would have because you were watching the game.
See, I watched it, but I didn't actually see it live.
For those unaware, Jai Simpkin gave away a 50-metre penalty for throwing an opponent's GPS unit away.
Yeah.
So he gave away 50 for, was it misconduct or something?
Yeah, something like that. See, I didn't see the actual thing until later. When I was watching it live, I just saw the remonstration after it. The why? Like, why was it 50 sort of thing? And I was like, yeah, why was it 50? I didn't see anything. And I saw it after. I was like, oh gosh, that's
first time that's happened?
I guess so. It's just not a great it's not a great look. It's kind of it makes you look like a kid, really, right? Like,
yeah.
But then again, so does anything on the footy field when it's involved with like any conflict at all, holding anyone's jumper. Yeah. The Collingwood Swans melee that took place on the weekend. How that was like.
Is it pronounced melee?
Is it?
I think it is.
Is it melee?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Is it melee?
Melee? I've never heard anyone say melee before.
I'm just always like...
I guess you're saying it how it's spelled. I mean, fair play.
I don't know.
Melee?
Because melee.
Now I'm not sure.
Melee?
It's definitely not melee.
Melee?
Or whatever you said.
Melee?
It's definitely not. What did you even say? Melee? That's ridiculous.
Did I say melee or melee? Melee.
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's childish.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought it up was because it was the most interesting thing to happen from that game.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. But
12, 13 goals from the whole thing. Was it 12 goals? Something like that?
Yeah. Very, I have heard a few people call it the worst game of footy they've ever watched.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind that on a 4:40 time slot on a Sunday. So... I mean, they've got that scheduling right, as opposed to the 2 prime times the week before. Eh?
So that's everything that we've covered, though. Like, I mean,
that was the round.
That was the round,
all
pretty
over
much from our eyes, anyway. So we can swiftly move on from footy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll move on with a bit of a personal question for you.
Right.
Okay. How do you pronounce the word personal question for you.
Personal question, all right.
Did you happen to catch any of the Coronation over the weekend?
Well, to be honest, Jimmy, I don't think that's any of your business. Were you hoping I'd say that?
What's that?
Were you hoping I'd say that?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
You'd know the answer to that would be no because I was next to you watching all that footy.
Correct.
And also, I doubt I would have anyway.
No.
Despite how much of a Royal family fan I am, I'm passionate about the Royals.
As am I. And so it was kind of a bit of a shock that neither of us watched it. I tried to, but when I say I tried to, I looked on KO and there was no KO mini of it. So there was no way.
I suppose that makes sense. That's what you do, isn't it? You log on to KO afterwards and watch a condensed version of it.
And it wasn't there. So what am I? KO has marble racing. It has random shit like that.
Yeah,
so
Corgi racing.
So, I mean, they could have put the Coronation on there or highlights of it if they wanted to. So
yeah, the Queen's Corgi's still kicking. They could have incorporated that somehow.
Exactly. So we didn't watch the Coronation.
No.
But there is a bit of a coincidence in the timing of this coronation, I think. The King's coronation happens to be around the same time that the AFL CEO torch is being passed on.
Yeah, it's been announced, hasn't it? The next CEO. Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. From Gil McLachlan to Andrew Dillon.
Dillon, I think. Yep.
The
We know what's going on.
Yes,
We're
yes.
switched on.
He's just the bloke down the hallway. Is that right? Yeah.
They search far and wide.
They search far and wide
for the bloke 3 officers down or whatever.
Plenty of applicants and everything.
Yeah.
But it's fair to say that there wasn't much of a search far and wide for the King's coronation. I think it was...
No. Based on how monarchies work.
Yeah. Again, we're all over this because we are quite big fans of everything.
Oh, big time. Huge. Live and breathe it.
Yes. But so we thought, just given the coincidence of this timing of both things, it would be a bit of fun, obviously in a very respectable way, to imagine what it would be like if we were to have a similar process of anointing a new AFL CEO in the same way that a king or a queen becomes a king or a queen, the coronation process.
The coronation process.
And draw the parallels between them.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So we're going to run through what happens on Coronation Day.
Yep.
And we're going to draw some parallels.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. As much as that, I mean, this is as passionate as we can get about the royal family, I think.
Yeah, I think this really shows our passion. So, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I can start. So, according to my notes here, the first step of the coronation is the arrival of the monarch. Now, that makes sense. In the case of it's King Charles now, isn't he? Prince Charles just rolls off the tongue a lot better.
Yeah,
King Charles III.
Yeah.
So he arrived at Westminster Abbey, usually in a grand procession. The incoming AFL CEO, just imagine this, he arrives at AFL House dressed in a custom Guernsey, which includes all the elements, whether it's a pattern or a colour element of all the current teams in the league.
Yep.
And I'll do you one better. There should be like a little patch or a little gap in the Guernsey design.
Yep.
That's like a little placeholder for the future Tassie team.
For the Tassie team.
Yeah. So you could have it as a Guernsey, or you could kind of make it like go even more down that coronation spiral, I'm going to call it.
Spiral.
You make it like a robe, like a custom robe out of all the Guernseys.
Yep.
Or maybe just a Guernsey would be.
Just each of those in like patches, just like sewn together.
I'm imagining like a big patchwork quilt.
Yeah.
Just wrapped around this man.
Yeah.
With all the Guernseys, and that way you can just have a little patch in the corner.
Yep. And another gap for the 20th team.
I assume. Well, there's going to have to be 20, isn't there? Because otherwise there'll be a bye every round.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe just two random gaps.
Yeah. Just both placeholders. TBD. Yeah. So the monarch arrives. Or the incoming AFL CEO arrives in that custom Guernsey.
Yep. And then step 2, there is normally a coronation oath that takes place. So the monarch takes an oath to uphold the laws and traditions of the country.
That sounds very coronation oathy.
Yes, it does. It does. Yes, something along the lines of solemnly swearing to abide by such and such and to protect all of these other
corgis.
Corgis, yes, and nations, I guess.
In that order.
In that order, yes. So the AFL CEO would, in the same manner, take an oath, we think. Something along the lines of...
that was the couch.
I solemnly swear to introduce no more than the reasonable amount of rule changes or teams to this beautifully sacred competition that will continue to expand no further than that which is deemed practicably reasonable.
I love it. I love it. What would you say is no more than the reasonable amount of rule changes?
Well, I mean, I think that's the beauty of it. It's sort of, you leave it vague and then...
I've never met a man more capable of answering a question without answering a question. Honestly, it's a real talent you've got.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Anyway, moving on in the coronation process. Step 3 is anointing. Now, they're anointed with a holy oil
Yep.
as a sign of their sacred role. There's a prayer
Yep.
and a song sung by a choir. There's a robe that's removed, and they're sat in a coronation chair.
Very traditional sort of stuff.
There's a golden cloth which is held above the person's head. It's very private, hidden from the public eye. And then
I read that and I was very weirded out by that. It's like, why?
I just read it too.
Why is placing some gold thing over the person's head? Why is that considered like a private thing? It's not like they're naked or anything. It's
I don't know.
Anyway,
is it just because it's holy? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the Dean of Westminster, in this case, pours some oil from an eagle-shaped thing into a coronation spoon and then anoints the incoming monarch.
The old thingy. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Simba.
Yeah.
Cool.
I believe that's what they say to Yeah.
Anyway, I think it makes sense to have like the major energy drink sponsor to provide the liquid for the ceremony. Now, it could be Powerade, it could be Gatorade, it could be Prime. I mean, it's impossible to get their hands on. Maybe that's because it's been held up by the royal family. Maybe. I'm just putting ideas out there.
Is Powerade the main energy drink?
I actually don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Anyway.
Probably. I feel like it chops and changes between the two.
Yeah. Gatorade's always like associated with cricket, I think. But then footy and soccer and stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right. I'm not 100% confident. But yeah, so whatever the main drink sponsor is, that could be. Is that the oil that we want to anoint? Yeah, it probably would be, wouldn't it? The coronation chair could be a seat that's temporarily removed from the MCG and painted.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then like placed back.
Yeah. And it's, like there's that painted chair at the MCG that's like when the longest six or whatever it was.
Yeah, Simon O'Donnell hit that six.
Simon O'Donnell, thank you, yes. Just kind of keep it painted there, but like the incoming AFL CEO. Sat on that. I was going to say the king, but no, that's not. I'm getting confused.
I mean, you can call him the king or the queen or whatever as well, if you want. Yeah,
I'm losing myself in our own comparison. You could then have the Melbourne Contemporary Choir. You could hire them to recite, the club song of the AFL CEO's team. If they don't have a team, well, then we've got bigger problems.
Yeah, I mean, if they're the CEO of the AFL and they don't follow footy,
yeah,
I feel like you could say it's unbiased, but I feel like it's just not really passionate.
Yep, true. Unbiased is the positive spin.
Yeah,
clueless is the realistic spin. But then topping all this anointing part of the ceremony off, you could have the reigning Brownlow medalist be the one actually performing the anointing of the incoming CEO.
Of the incoming CEO.
Yep.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Pop quiz, who's the reigning Brownlow medalist? Seriously? Oh shit, no, I'm not sure. No, it's Paddy Cripps.
Is it Paddy Cripps?
It is Paddy Cripps, yeah. Do you actually not know that?
No.
Wow, okay.
Completely forgot.
Well, speaking of moving on, what's next in the coronation?
Next is the crowning.
The crowning.
The crowning, mate. The big moment. So the monarch is crowned with a ceremonial crown, often symbolising their power and authority. I think they're given a bunch of other things too, like bracelets and jewels and something else.
The big ass staffs.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
So in our case, I think the CEO should be presented with maybe a keychain, a bumper sticker.
Yep.
Maybe a bookmark.
This is all the stuff that you got in your 2022 North membership.
Well, I didn't actually get those.
Oh, so, right, okay, yeah. Maybe the new AFL CEO could help us out with that. Tracking down your 2022 membership pack.
I don't know. Maybe those. I don't even get those in my new membership.
No, neither. No, we could either. I think the Geelong one, you could either choose a hat or a scarf. I think.
Okay.
Maybe it depends on the membership you get.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But but I reckon they could. Yeah, those items, maybe a couple of AFL logos on them or something like that.
Yeah.
And it could be presented by none other than Hutchie.
Hutchie. Oh yeah, friend of the show, Hutchie.
Friend of the show, a friend of you, friend of the show, Hutchie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yep.
I reckon that would be nice.
I mean, I could ask him to do that if we need to. Yeah, for sure. We go way back.
Yeah.
Way back. All right, so the monarch's arrived. He's done the coronation oath. He's been anointed. He's been crowned.
Yep.
how do I say this word? Homage. Homage.
Homage.
I pay homage. Homage. Homage? Homage? Homage. The monarch receives homage and loyalty from their subjects who swear allegiance to them.
Yes.
So, in the AFL CEO parallel,
Yeah.
it does seem like a job for the members of the Fox Footy and Channel 7 commentary teams.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Just reply with a thanks, King Charles. We're a unique bunch of individuals. Channel 7.
Can you remember more of the Kirkies?
No, I can't.
No,
I can't. Thanks, Basil. We're a bunch of unique individuals that Sunday out. Nah, it's gone. It's gone.
It's a good start. You just need the start, and that's like the party.
You just
trick.
need thanks, Basil. That's all you
it.
need.
That's all you need.
Thanks, Chaz.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chazzle.
And finally, we have step 6, the royal banquet. So the coronation concludes with a grand banquet, often attended by important guests. So in our case, I mean, why not give North another meal that no one really takes any notice of? Right? Like
the breakfast.
Like the grand final breakfast
it, yeah.
that everyone doesn't really know about, but there is somehow press about it, but no one really cares about it. Like, why don't we just make it the incoming CEO breakfast or something like that?
Yeah.
We could host it. North could host it.
Oh, so I thought you meant like us.
Oh, we?
Yeah,
we could host it.
Yeah, we could host it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we've given them the whole idea, so why not host the breakfast too?
Yeah, bloody oath. We'll make banana pancakes. Surely.
Nani pancakes.
There you go. Easy, sorted. Oh, there was a sound. Did you hear that sound then? Oh, I haven't muted any of the other things there that are being recorded. Anyway, there were some sound effects that played down there. That's okay. I'm sure you'll hear some sound effects any second now. Psych, there's no sound effect for Get Forward. Got you. Definitely planned that. That was 100%
got you.
intentional.
Got me too.
Yeah.
Got you too.
Got everyone. Yeah. Everyone got pranked by... Yep.
Yeah, there's cameras.
There's cameras there, and there. Got you. Anyway, we like tackling the big issues, as I'm sure everyone listening knows by now. So with that in mind, is it time for Australia to become a republic?
Look, we don't normally take political stances on this show, I think. I think we definitely stay out of it. We avoid all sort of confrontation, conflict, any drama at all costs, I think. But yes, it's 100%. 100% time to be a republic.
Well, why do you hate the royal family? What?
No comment. But it's 100% time to be a republic. Switch on.
So we'd all probably feel pretty switched on after that because Ashwin just gave an actual opinion on this show, which is actually crazy. That never happens. Question 1 for you, mate.
Yep.
Which position do you reckon King Charles, King doesn't sound right yet, King Charles would have played in his prime?
Ooh.
AFL position. I don't know if I said that.
Yep. Did he play sports at all back in his... I feel like he was...
I don't know. Polo.
Yeah, okay.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Maybe. Is he tall?
I have no idea. Hey Siri. How tall is King Charles III?
What do we got?
There's no... he's believed to be around 5'10".
Okay, so not tall. That's pretty much my height.
So he's not going to play centre?
No. So I'm going to go with... put him out on the wing.
Put him out on the wing?
Yeah.
You reckon he's got the lung capacity for it?
Yeah, all those days playing polo, I guess.
Polo.
I don't know. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it?
I don't know. Homage.
Homage. Melee, yeah. What did I say? Was it melee?
Melee. Yeah, you said melee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd say sort of back pocket. Just get him out of the way. keep him out of harm's way.
Is that really the equivalent of fine leg? Is the back pocket? This
Maybe.
is a different question, but yeah, altogether. But what's the most... We've asked this for cricket, like if you want to get someone out of the way, fielding-wise, where do you put them? Footy, where do you put someone that you just want to get out of the way? Is it the back pocket?
Surely back. I've just noticed a fly buzzing around.
I did see that.
If you saw that, if you're watching on YouTube and you saw that, put the timestamp that you saw the fly on the screen down below, and we'll try and
track it down.
Yep, somehow that doesn't make sense. But
it's gone. It's missing.
It's gone.
I don't understand how flies. There it is.
You literally haven't left this room all day.
I literally haven't left the house in 4 days because it's been raining outside and I've been listening to sad boy music inside. So it's
little shit. How the fuck did you get in?
I don't understand. Maybe it was born here.
The fly's been a part of us the whole time.
Yeah.
We're not flitif, we're flightif.
All right. Question two.
Yeah, that got out of hand. Question 2. I'm pretty happy with this one. It's been reported that the Coronation cost approximately 186 million Australian dollars. How many official AFL game ball sharons would that get you, according to the pricing on the AFL store site?
Is it actually $186 million?
It's been reported that that's how much it's cost.
That's actually fucked. Anyway, it's 186 million. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pick a convenient answer.
Yep.
I'm going to assume that a game ball sharon costs about $93.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 2 million sharons.
Right. Okay. No.
Okay.
So the official game balls on the AFL store cost $219.99.
Oh, really?
So for the price of one Coronation, you could get almost 845,492 official AFL game ball sharons.
That's a lot of game ball sharons.
Seems like a waste of money, this whole Coronation thing, doesn't it? Anyway, they're my questions to switch on for you.
Okay. I got 2 questions.
Right.
On theme. Question 1. Let's say the King comes to Australia and the AFL has the time to take him on a tour of one stadium apart from the MCG. So tour of the MCG and the tour of one other stadium across the country. Which stadium do you take him to?
I'd take him to the new one in Tassie because it'd be a construction site and it'd be really funny trying to watch him put a hard hat on with his fat sausage fingers.
Nice.
Is that treason? Can I say that?
Is it treason? I think we'll be all right. I think
he doesn't listen.
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Oh,
that's brilliant. I thought you were gonna say like Adelaide or Sydney or something, but no, or Perth or whatever. But no, it's great.
Hard hat.
Mm.
What would you say?
Oh,
one of those you just said?
Yeah, probably.
One of the other stadiums.
One of the actual stadiums. Question 2. If you were to have the choice to have the title of King, Duke, Prince, or Sir, which would you choose?
King
Critchlow?
King Critchlow. Duke of Critchlow. No, I wouldn't be Prince.
No?
I'd be Sir.
Okay.
So you could be like, Sir.
Just for that reason.
I don't have a reason for any of the other ones.
Yeah, true.
What would you be? What would you say?
I feel like Prince sounds the coolest.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't know why, but I just feel like it gives off more of, it sounds cooler.
But I mean, King's right there. You've literally chosen. Okay, no, that's fair. All right, no, fair play.
Money!
Alrighty, time for my mate's multi.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew.
Don't know what that was, sorry.
Pew, pew. Leg 1. My legs from last week. Leg 1. Ed Sheeran's new album, Subtract, which drops this week, will have a reference to cricket in some shape or form. Look, I had a listen through.
Oh, the fly.
It's back.
Whoa, it's there.
I even went on Genius and went through all the lyrics.
Really?
Just to double check that I didn't missed anything. And I I couldn't find anything.
Really? You could have stretched that as far as you possibly wanted.
I could have. I saw something in there about like the swing, or like it was something like the wind and like the swing, that sort of thing. I was like,
I would have claimed it.
Nah, it's not. Nah. It's not how we do things here, mate.
It's not how you do things here. I definitely would have claimed that.
Leg 2. Where was I? Leg 2.
You just said leg 2.
Yeah. No one will be reported to the MRP during the GWS versus the Bulldogs game. And yes, that got up. No one got reported. So I said I was going to manifest non-confrontation, and I think that happened. I think all the confrontation was then transferred to the Collingwood-Sydney game, but at least for this game. And leg 3, I said no one will score over 50 points in the NBA within the next week. And I was so close, but Nikola Jokic scored 53, and they lost anyway. So this is what you get for scoring 53 points. Just don't do it, and you'll probably win.
Yeah, that's words to live by.
Yeah.
So you got one out of 3?
1 out of 3.
Bang on average. All right. Mine from last week, I said the collective margin of the 2 Saturday night games will be less than 198 points. Shit-ass leg, but it got up. Leg 2, I said Jeremy Cameron and Charlie Curnow will kick the same amount of goals this week. This did not get up.
No.
Cameron kicked 3, Curnow kicked 1, I think he kicked. I think he did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, nope. And I said for leg 3, every team apart from 2 will kick 10 or more goals. And no, there was 5 teams that failed to kick 5 teams that failed to kick 10 or more goals, and 2 of them played at 4:40 p.m. on Sunday. That fucking fly. So bang average again for me, mate. 1 out of 3.
Stock standard. That's how we do things. All right, my legs for this week. Leg 1. A player in the Battle of the Coasts will be a stat leader this round. So Gold Coast versus West Coast, and stat leader. So most disposals, or most goals, most tackles. One of those stats will belong to someone from that game. Leg 2. No melees will take place this round.
You just say fights.
No fight. But it's more fun. I'm taking a risk. Yeah, I'm going to Google that after this and do the old melee pronounce. You know, sometimes like Google doesn't do it, so you get taken to like a YouTube video.
And it's what? No.
Everyone does that, right? You're
Just go into Google Translate. You don't put it in there.
No, I've never done
There's
that
like
before.
a little speaker button in the corner.
I do it on YouTube, so it gets put into my history.
You
and
fucking donut.
Melee pronounce, and then it's just a loop, like for 15 seconds. It's like melee.
Are we sure that that's how it's pronounced?
I don't know now. No, I don't know. I'm going to find out though.
Anyway, what's that leg?
No fights will take place this round. And leg 3. Out of the current NBA conference semifinals, only one series will go to a game 7.
Okay. We've got a couple of 3-1ers, haven't we? Are the other 2 2-2s?
2-2s, I think.
They are, okay. All right. Mine for this week. Leg 1. Jason Horne-Francis will be a late out against North.
Ooh.
They play down in Tassie.
Okay.
Northport.
Okay.
Leg 2. I will get 9 out of 9 tips, which is what I did this round just gone.
Did ya?
I did, yeah.
Not bad, mate.
I did. And those, because I'll tell you how I got 9, because I tipped the Lions, Tigers, Cats, D's, Dogs, Dockers, Power, Pies, and Saints.
Those are the teams that won.
Yeah. And I tipped them all.
Good job.
And I will do that again. I'm going to tip 9 out of 9. That's leg 2.
Okay.
And then leg 3. I will not spill a drink over myself on Friday night. I've got a bit of a function that I've managed to weasel my way into on Friday night. I won't say anything more about it yet.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys will hear all about it next week if I decide to do that. But yeah, I will not spill a drink on myself. We're about to get up and out of here, and hopefully the fly is as well. Where's it gone?
It seems to go from spot to spot, and then it hangs. Whenever we try... Oh, there it is.
Where is it?
there.
Oh, I fucking
there.
see it.
Yeah,
But it's like this window here never gets open. This door's barely open. Like there's no way it could have got in.
I don't know. And the other thing is, like, when it goes around, it looks so slow. So it looks like you'll be able to hit it. That's what
You can never hit it.
and you can't.
Yep. Pretty good episode, I think, this week. Pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like look, we've taken a bit of a risk.
Oh yeah, we chased the spotlight.
We did, yeah. Probably make the headlines with some
as usual.
Yeah, but let's see if it pays off, mate.
Yeah. Well, King Charles, if you are listening and you do want to get in touch, try and figure out how to type on your keyboard with those fucking fat ass sausage fingers.
I've never noticed the fingers.
I'll show you the picture that I'm referring to.
Is it like a meme or something?
It's bad.
Really?
It's bad.
I've never noticed.
Anyway, before I immediately go to the Tower of London to be executed, did you want to get us out of here before I say anything more?
Sure thing. Keep kicking goals.